So up in the ring, Brad Armstrong on your right has been introduced, and the one-man gang, all more than 400 pounds of them, has been introduced to this crowd here at the Sam Houston Coliseum, with Ron West handling the job of officiating. Ron, of course, is the smallest man in the ring, but with the one-man gang in there, why, anybody is likely to be small. And Brad Armstrong, a man with considerable ring experience and former North American heavyweight champion, and he has held numerous other sectional titles around the southeastern part of the country, and so has his father. He is a man who is in superb condition, but look at the massive size of the one-man gang. It takes a long time to even get around him, but sometimes it doesn't take so long to avoid him. Here, live and in person. That's the way our wrestling comes to you from the Sam Houston Coliseum, and then we show it at a more convenient time. We will be on our program more than 24 hours from now, but it will come to you with all of the action of this battle. So the one-man gang is a little bit confused. So it depends too on the size of the brain and the size of the behemoth. And as Armstrong is bent over that rope, you see that, ooh, man, that's a lot of weight that comes behind with any man that size who is able to move and able to coordinate well as he can. It's just like being hit with a 2x4, the manner in which he comes down across the back of the neck. One-man gang, and Brad Armstrong is having his problems. The gang moves in and the gang takes charge, but Armstrong is still there. All right, if you were in Armstrong's shoes right now, what would you do to a man as big, as huge, and sometimes as impervious to pain as the one-man gang seems to be? As he moves around that ring, he's catching what Brad Armstrong would do, and that is to attack him where he would appear to be weakest, but that's not a soft spot. It's just a great big beer barrel belly that the old-time strong men used to cultivate because it improved their strength. It's only in recent years that strong men and the body beautiful have become synonymous. So the one-man gang held in an arm lock, but Armstrong is unable to carry that arm lock any further than a punishing hold as they both stand on their feet. Ron West asking the gang if he wants to capitulate, and he doesn't. And Armstrong now is giving a good account of himself. He survived the initial threat of the heavy punishment from the one-man gang, and as he works on that massive arm, why, he knows that he can stay out of the way of that right hand. He's going to last a lot longer and be in a good position to win this match from the mountainous man whom he tries to twist and to turn. There's the turn, and the twist is put right smack up that arm as the gang suddenly finds that arm up behind his back in a hammerlock, and Armstrong stays in close. He's smart, and the one-man gang, as he shuffles around, looks for a way of getting out without having to expend a lot of energy. Armstrong, this is surely a David and Goliath type match, but I don't think Brad Armstrong's got a slingshot ready. possible. It's barely possible. On the outside of the ring, that former camel driver, Skandar Akbar, is hitting the edge of the ring with his whip, trying to get the attention of the somewhat lethargic one-man gang, who seems very content to try to wear Brad Armstrong out by letting him run around him. The pressure is on the hands. He's got them bent back. He's got a lot of weight to put that leverage in there and to hold him tight. 5 minutes have gone by. 15 minutes remain. This is a 20-minute time limit match. And Armstrong's in trouble. He's trying to make that pressure as easy to take as it is possible. Now as he comes up, he's showing that he can still use strength, and he got the arm that he had a few moments ago, and he's working on it. Smart wrestler. Oh, man. That 2x4 like clout that came around, a stiff arm blow, and he hit him with that forearm and that weight and just knocked him off his pins. So Armstrong's now in serious trouble. When you're down and that man's standing over you, you have to watch out for that massive weight. He's got him by the throat, and the referee properly called on him to break and told the count that released Brad Armstrong from the chokehold. The arm, the twist, the turn, and Armstrong stands there with that hand cocked, ready to throw, and the crowd encourages him to throw it. He is set to do it, but as he was moving around, you saw what happened. So the big man takes an arm stretch, both feet up against the body of Brad Armstrong, pulling hard at that wrist, pulling that arm so that it is felt in the elbow, felt in the shoulder, and notice he bends his legs a little bit, then he shoves them out, he pulls at that arm, and he has the weight so that Armstrong has to have a superior position to try to pull that arm out, and he does not have that superior position right now. There you see how those feet are placed, one under the arm and one against the jaw, and the hold is maneuvered. Armstrong is close to the rope. Whoops. Well, the one-man gang, for all of his weight and all of his strength and all of the leverage that he had, depended that time on jerking at the man's middle by taking his trunks, which seems like a bad trade as far as he's concerned, except that he got out of the hold and out of the difficulty. The problem is the big fellas. He's got a hold on Armstrong again, but underneath he's got a man who has refused to quit, a man who pours his sweat into everything he does. That's Brad Armstrong. Notice the grip on the trapezius muscle with the right hand and the left arm going around that outstretched arm, and now the one-man gang looks to punish more than to wrestle. The pounding is tough to take. Here's Armstrong now trying to lay that blow in there, and you notice where he's hitting in the midsection. The gang takes hold, double wrist lock, jerks that arm up the back, pulls the arm, and Armstrong tries to get into a well-balanced position. You see those legs spread far apart so that he can put some pressure against it, but hard for that one-man gang, who tonight seems to be doing more wrestling than he does in most of his matches. And I think it's Armstrong's approach to the match, his willingness to go out and wrestle him, that has the taken the one-man gang into territory where he is not always at his definable best. So Armstrong, hold up, underneath, can't get through, backing out. 10 minutes have gone by. That's half of this match. This is a 20-minute time limit, and Skandar Akbar on the outside is again exhorting the one-man gang to finish him off, but he has not been able to finish Brad Armstrong off. Few men can do that, and you've got to hit him first. Armstrong proving to be elusive. Armstrong now getting that jaw down where he can hit at it a little better. And as it comes down, he took full advantage of it. Routed him beautifully on top of the head, through the air. And that time he just had to reach out with those feet, and he only had a half power in that drop kick. But the big man is, he did get an atomic drop. He actually lifted him up off his feet and then dropped him on that knee, but it was a strategic error. He is in trouble right now as that knee suffered from the weight, and here is the gang. And the gang looks for, oh man, there's one, there's two, there's three. And Brad Armstrong, it was under more than 400 pounds of one-man gang.